Today I'm going to teach you how to use Palafin. Now just because this Pokemon was recently banned in 6v6 OU on Pokemon Showdown doesn't mean you can't use it in-game, Battle Stadium, 3v3, or just casual battles versus your friends. Palafin is an incredibly powerful Pokemon. 160 base attack, it's basically Slacking unleashed. Now it starts in its regular Palafin mode. All you have to do is bring it out, switch it out, and when you bring it back in, it becomes this hero mode from 0 to hero, and that's how you're going to want to use it, right? A lot of people lead off with it and then switch out immediately, and when they get a free chance to bring it back in, it's this powerful beast. First set we have is one of its most powerful sets. It's a choice band set, boosting its attack even further. One of Palafin's greatest assets is the ability to use its signature move, Jet Punch, which is a priority 60 base power water move. Really strong coming off of the 160 base attack. Jet Punch and Wave Crash are your best moves. Jet Punch is doing even like half to resistances for the most part, especially if you use Terra type Water, which makes your stab moves, instead of 1.5 times that stab usually gives, it would be 2 times. So crazy for Jet Punch itself, being stronger and stronger. Wave Crash is basically your nuke. It's your 120 water type double edge. You're able to do insane damage to the opponent. You then have close combat as well, giving you some beautiful coverage, hitting steel types for super effective damage. And then the last move is typically a toss up between flip turn, so you can lead off a Palafin and then get on out of there using a move. Zen Headbutt as a way of dealing with Amoonguss and Toxapex, which in my opinion I think is stronger for this Pokemon because everything else basically doesn't resist Jet Punch, Wave Crush, and Close Combat besides Dragons. And speaking of Dragons, Ice Punch. Ice Punch can give you a solid option versus Dragonite and also give you a solid option versus Dragapult. However, in Dragonite's case, usually it terrestrializes as normal to use extreme speed, so Jet Punch and Wave Crash are typically fine. And with your base 100 HP and 97 defense, you can really just tank hits. I went for a more offensive EV spread of max attack, max speed, 4 special defense. You can do 4 defense, it doesn't really matter. And again, you can go back and forth between Jolly and Adamant, but when I'm terrestrializing water, and for the most part, I'm clicking a priority move, I like to be Adamant just for the added damage. You're also just naturally faster than any version of Goldengo that's not Choice Scarf. And this mon really pairs very well with spikes. Garchomp is a great spike and stealth rock setter that we have in this generation. Glamora is a fantastic lead too. You also want to pair with things that can potentially block defog, like ghost types, Rapid Spin, like ghost types, or you want to block defog and Mortal Spin, you use Goldengo, which also blocks, like I said, defog because of its good as gold ability. Basically, this is amazing on offense. Cyclizar is also an amazing partner because it can go for Shed Tail, get this thing in behind a sub. But this isn't the set that's that scary behind a sub. The next set is really the scary set behind a sub. This is the nuke, but this is the crazy set behind a sub. So Taunt Bulk Up is amazing. Bulk Up is so much better this generation, mainly because Scald doesn't exist, right? Scald is no longer in the game except for if you're Volcanion, which is currently not in the game at all until Pokemon Home comes out. So it doesn't have to worry about setting up in front of bulky waters because they cannot beat it by burning it with Scald. And you have Taunt to stop them from going for Haze. You have Taunt to stop them from going for Toxic, which a lot of them don't even get at the moment. So it's an amazing move for Palafin. This actually allows Palafin to even beat unaware Pokemon such as Quagsire and Dodonzo. So the EV spread is pretty simple. You go Adamant, max attack, because your moves are going to be Jet Punch and Drain Punch, right? You're really depending on your strong priority on this mon to do damage, but you're also falling back on its bulk, which bulk up obviously increases the attack and defense of this Pokemon as well. I went 24 speed EVs. This allows you to outspeed Pokemon like Adamant Breloom and Pokemon speed creeping that as well. You could even go a little bit more if you want to go like Jolly Tyranitar around there. You basically just outspeed like base 60s easily, and just a little bit above those too. That way you can hit them with either priority move before their priority moves, or even knock them out with Drain Punch depending on the Pokemon. Obviously you're like faster than Timid Magnezone as well. So leftovers for longevity, you want to be able to tank hits. It also allows you to actually like beat Pokemon that you resist when you Terra type into Steel. Now the reason we're Terra type Steel is because this means that Amoonguss's Giga Drain is no longer super effective. We're taunting them that way they can't spore us, and they also cannot Clear Smog us, right? Clear Smog is a poison move that's basically haze. So if it hits you, it gets rid of your stat changes. But if you're steel type, poison type attacks can't hit you. So it allows you to set up in front of Amoonguss. It also allows you to set up in front of Toxapex, which is usually running Sludge Bomb or Poison Jab now, as a means of dealing with bulk up Palafin Hero. Again, this one also appreciates spike support. Honestly, I really love running bulk up Palafin with other crazy bulk up Pokemon this generation. Like bulk up Annihilate plus bulk up Palafin, especially this set, is a very, very scary combo, especially when paired also with Hazards. Dragonite's a great offensive combo too. It appreciates Palafin dealing with Amoonguss and Toxapex, and then they can Dragonite's Extreme Speed clean up with its Normalium, with potentially with potentially Terrasilize Normal. Of course, if you Terrasilize this Pokemon, you can't do that. But bulk up Jet Punch, Drain Punch, and Taunt. The rest just put into HP, allowing you to deal with those giant threats. The big thing about Palafin is it has a really, really strong priority move, so you really just want to be careful about this one. Like, the way people beat this Pokemon is between Amoonguss, Toxapex, or just naturally fast, strong resistances like Dragapult, but even Dragapult takes too much, and it has to be careful about doing damage back, because if it's bulk up and it's a banded Dragapult, it's not going to do enough back. Specs is really good. Specs actually started running Thunder specifically for this Pokemon, so they can knock it out in one hit. Obviously, you can Shadow Ball and Draco Meteor. Godengo can also live a +1 Jet Punch, so you can trick it a Choice Scarf and lock it into Jet Punch. Not always the greatest thing with 160 base power Mon with a 60 base power priority move, but it still gives you an option to at least limit it from sweeping you just that second. Now, these are the two more common sets on Palafin. There is one more set we need to talk about, and this set is really, really, really cool and really underrated. Choice Specs Palafin. Now, you might be wondering, why would you use a Pokemon with Choice Specs with 106 special attack, which is a good special attack, by the way, but has 160 attack with an incredible priority move. Now, that's very valid. However, this Pokemon learns Boom Burst, and it has Terra type Normal. So it is the strongest Boom Burster, and it can, well, strongest not next to Toxtricity, right? And I guess not counting stab, like Toxtricity has 114, so Toxtricity would be the strongest right there. But Palafin is really cool because Boom Burst allows you to really just destroy the common switch-ins like Toxapex and Amoonguss. They are easily 2-hit KO by Choice Specs, Terra, and Boom Burst. This is also pretty cool too because this allows you to check Annihilate. And let me explain why. So basically, bulk up Annihilate runs Rage Fist because Rage Fist continuously boosts the more you hit it with attacks. Now, typically they Terrasilize Water in front of Palafin. That way they can deal with the Jet Punch and easily just Rage Fist knock it out. But if you Terrasilize Normal, obviously they can still hit you with your super effective Drain Punch if they go for it. But if you Terrasilize Normal, then they can't hit you with Rage Fist, and you Boom Burst, two-shot them no matter how bulky they are. Hydro Pump is your next move with Specs. Hydro Pump does 2-hit KO Corviknight, even special defensive ones. You have Ice Beam to deal with Dragapult as well as dragons like Dragonite. And then Surf is there just in case you do not want to click Hydro Pump. Now, I do want to note that while I did put Choice Specs here, which is really cool, and I didn't have time to show it off. I actually used it in a couple test games, but I didn't have time to show it off in a Pokemon Showdown Live because Palafin recently got banned. But it's a 6 set. I was messing around with Life 4 plus Jet Punch 2, so it could be mixed just to have priority. That's definitely something you could do with this as well. But I just wanted to give you a few Palafin sets to use in your game. And yeah, that's basically all I have. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, as I'm uploading every single day Pokemon Scarlet Violet content. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.